Within every era of human history, two forces have battled for control. The first is wisdom, the desire to create, to protect, and to uplift. The second is barbarism, the hunger for power, possession, and domination. Despite all our technological achievements, one question remains. Have we truly evolved, or have we simply armed the barbarian within?
There was once a time remembered, only in fragments of myth, a golden age. Humanity lived in harmony with one another and with the world around them. People understood that each life was connected to every other life. They saw themselves not as masters of nature, but as its caretakers. Communities flourished beside rivers and forests. Knowledge was shared freely. Children played without fear, driven not by greed, but by hope. Humanity dreamed of creating a paradise on Earth. For a time, it seemed the dream had become reality. Inspired by their vision of a better world, humanity sought knowledge beyond the physical realm. They explored mysteries hidden within the stars and the unseen forces that connect all things. The boundaries between the physical and the astral grew ever thinner. With each discovery came new possibilities, healing, creation, and the promise of a world free from suffering. Yet as their power increased, so too did their confidence. Humanity began to believe that no force was beyond its understanding. Nature will obey us, they told themselves, and so they reached further still. But nature proved them wrong. Man lost total control of the astral forces he was using for the benefit of all. Instead of creating a heaven on Earth, he brought hell instead. His experiment in the astral plane brought catastrophe on the physical plane. Asteroids, thrown off course and attracted by the pull of out-of-control forces, rained down upon its surface. Sea levels rose. The planet was either burning or being swallowed by water. Oh, how nature groaned at the folly of her foolish children. Looking upon the havoc they brought to the planet, the survivors swore a pact. Never ever will this knowledge be in the hands of man, because man suffers from 7 sins, and the sin of pride might be the deadliest of them all. Thus that knowledge was destroyed, lost to man forever. Humanity has always sought better tools. The wooden club became the spear became the sword became the musket became the rifle became the missile became the drone, and the drone became a weapon of light. Across the ages, our inventions have changed beyond recognition. The hand that once seized a stone now commands powers once attributed to gods. The same desires endure. More land, more wealth, more power. We speak of progress because our weapons have evolved. But progress is not measured by what we can destroy. It is measured by what we choose to protect. Until wisdom evolves as quickly as technology, the barbarian within us will always find new weapons to wield. Once, war was fought face to face. The warrior looked into the eyes of his enemy. He saw the fear, the pain, the humanity of the other. But as our tools evolved, distance grew. The sword gave way to the rifle gave way to the missile, and now conflict can be waged with the movement of a thumb. A hand grips a joystick. Funny, that name joystick. A befitting name, for it gives man pleasure to kill his fellow man. A screen flickers. A decision is made thousands of miles away, yet the consequences remain immediate for those beneath the shadows overhead. The cables that connect our machines also connect us to every battlefield that came before. From ancient wars to future conflicts, the path remains unbroken. We have mastered the art of killing from a distance. But distance does not lessen responsibility. It only makes it easier to forget. We call this progress. Yet if technology removes us from the consequences of our actions, are we becoming more civilized or simply more efficient barbarians? Every empire leaves footprints, not only in history books, but in the lives it uproots. Across the ages, countless people have walked the same uncertain road, carrying what little they could save, leaving behind homes, memories, and the graves of their ancestors. The names of the conflicts change, the flags change, the borders change, yet the human story remains painfully familiar. Families flee the violence of today as others fled the violence of yesterday. The roads of exile stretch across generations. Stairways become borders, borders become walls, and walls become reminders of how easily humanity divides itself. We call them refugees, migrants, or displaced persons. But before all labels, they are people. Their journey is the true measure of the cost of our ambitions. For every land gained, someone loses a home. For every victory celebrated, someone is left searching for a place to begin again. Throughout history, the faces of power have changed, but its desires have remained the same. The warrior became the general. The trader became the merchant prince. The chieftain became the politician. The conqueror became the corporate titan. Yet the objective endures. More land, more wealth, more power. Around them, society grows ever more complex. Cities expand. Institutions multiply. Systems intertwine. And the world becomes a maze of corridors and stairways, an endless climb toward influence and control. Few pause to ask where these paths lead. Fewer still question who truly benefits from the ascent. The names change. The titles change. But the force driving them remains the same. The barbarian has learned to wear many faces. The age of kings may be over, yet the desire to be king remains. Today, the battlefield has changed. Conquest is no longer measured only by territory seized or armies defeated. It is measured by market share, influence, resources, and control. The wooden club has been replaced by corporate empires and technological power, yet the hand that wields them remains the same. The barbarian has learned to wear a watch. He walks in modern shoes. He stands above factories and skyscrapers, believing that bigger means better, and more means success. Meanwhile, wisdom is pushed aside, reduced to a whisper against the wall. We continue to climb, step after step, pursuing endless growth. But if the climb has no purpose beyond possession, are we advancing or merely moving in circles? We believed that progress alone would save us. We built ever taller towers, forged ever more powerful tools, and placed our faith in technology. Yet we neglected the one frontier that mattered most, the human heart. And so, the barbarian grew, no longer carrying a wooden club. He now commands the power of empires. He towers above the ruins of his own creation. The streets are empty. The monuments have fallen. The machines stand silent. Surrounded by the wreckage of a world built for conquest, the barbarian remains unsatisfied. For the hunger for more can never be satisfied by having more. Beside him stands wisdom, small, almost forgotten. Yet, in the darkness, the elder's orb still shines. It is the last remaining light, a reminder that humanity's greatest struggle has never been against nature or against one another. It has always been a struggle within ourselves. The future depends on which force we choose to follow. the barbarian who seeks to dominate, or the wisdom that seeks to guide.